Hey guys, Brad from SimpleGuitar.com here with another lesson for you. And today we're going to be talking about the number one issue that holds people back from getting better at guitar, and that is not understanding their notes on the guitar fretboard. So today I'm going to have you pick up your guitar. I'm going to walk you through exactly what I do with students in class to help them memorize the fretboard, and you can come back to this and do these exercises every single day. And if you do that, it's going to help you memorize the notes on the fretboard. Now, first of all, if you want a diagram of all the notes on the entire fretboard, I have this for you. It's at my website. It's free. Go to simpleguitar.com/fretboard. One word, FRETBOARD, and there you can download this PDF that diagrams all the notes across the entire fretboard from 0 frets all the way up to a full 24 fret fretboard. Now, before we dive into the actual exercise, here's the thing that you need to understand, and this is something that I think a lot of people overthink and overlook, and that is this. There are only 12 notes in music. They follow the same pattern no matter what, as we go up, as we go down. If we're on the guitar, if we're on the piano, if we're on the clarinet, if we're on the saxophone, we only have 12 notes. They just repeat. Now here's the good news. If you speak English and you know the English alphabet, which has 26 letters, you can easily memorize the musical alphabet, which only has 12 notes, okay? So if you can do A, B, C, D, E, F, G all the way through Z, you're gonna have no problem doing the musical alphabet because it's less than half that much. But you have to start memorizing this and getting used to the sequence. Now, here's the sequence that we need to start on. We start on A, and we will go A sharp, B, C, C sharp, D, D sharp, E, F, F sharp, G, G sharp, and then we go back to A, and the whole cycle repeats again as we go up. Now, that's to note, it goes down as well. If we start at A, we can go down, and that note is G sharp, but we also call that note A flat. It has two names. Any note like that that has two names, we call an accidental, and we can get hairy with this, but there are 5 accidentals and there are 7 natural notes. A, B, C, D, E, F, G are natural notes, and then we have A sharp or B flat is one accidental, C sharp and D flat is another, D sharp and E flat, F sharp and G flat, and then again G sharp, A flat. So those are your 5 accidental notes. So they can have 2 names. They have a sharp name, which means we're going higher, and we have a flat name, which means we're going lower. And when you use the sharp or the flat name depends on the context. We can talk about that later. For today, you're going to use both names. So when we're going up, we're going to say sharp. When we're going down, we're going to say flat. But that sequence of notes, A sharp, B, C, C sharp, D, D sharp, E, F, F sharp, G, G sharp, A, that is your musical alphabet. I recommend that you start repeating the heck out of that right now and start getting used to it. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to take you through 3 different exercises to memorize notes from 3 different angles on the entire fretboard. We're going to start by picking a single string and memorizing the notes up and down that string. So for example, we can pick your 6th string, which starts with an E note. And we're going to start in that sequence, and every single note in that sequence is a half step interval. We're moving the distance of going 1/2 step, and that is the same on the guitar as moving from 1 fret to the next fret, or from an open string to the 1st fret. So if we start on E, your 1st fret is F, your 2nd fret is F sharp, G, G sharp, A sharp, B, C, C sharp, D, D sharp, E. We're gonna stop at 12, and then we're gonna go back down. But now that we're going down, we're going to say the flat name. So we're gonna go E, E flat, D, D flat, C, B, B flat, A flat, G, G flat, F, E. Now, what you're going to do is you're gonna do that for 1 minute. Now, I recommend you just start with your 6th string. Do that. It's nice and easy, okay? So I'm gonna set my timer right here, my handy dandy iPhone timer, and I'm gonna set that for 1 minute, and I want you to just memorize 1 string up and down. Ready, set, go. Make sure that you say the names of the notes out loud as you're going. Make sure that you are playing the correct note. Make sure you're saying the correct note. That's why it's handy to have the diagram in front of you for the first little bit. and just stop at your 12th fret and come back down. Okay, make sure that you're doing this. This is not a speed competition, okay, but the more that you do this, the easier it's going to be, and the more you're going to memorize the sequence of notes. Now, I will say this, the sequence of notes stays the same no matter what string you're on. It's just each string starts from a different place in that sequence. So in this case, we're starting on E, then we're going to F, F sharp G, G sharp A, right? So on and so forth. And you're gonna see, because we're gonna do one more string next, we're gonna do your 5th string. It's the exact same sequence, exact same order. There we go. All right, that's 1 minute right there. All right, so that is just 1 minute memorizing your 6th string up and down. Let's do another round where you could, when you come back to this, you could just do that 6th string again. Just get some extra practice with that. That's cool. But right now, I want you to move on to your 5th string for now. So what we're going to do, your 5th string starts with A. So we're going to follow the exact sequence that I gave you earlier. We're going to go A sharp, B, C, C sharp, D, D sharp, E, F, F sharp, G, G sharp, A. And then on the way down, say flat A flat, G, G flat, F, E flat, D, D flat, C, B flat, A. Okay. 1 minute. Ready, set, go. So remember, make sure you say the note name out loud as you play it. If you want bonus points to train your ears even further, sing the note as you say it and as you play it, okay? That's going to be really good for you. Don't be afraid of it. Get a little bit goofy. It's okay. I mean, it's okay to be a little bit of a goofball. And it'll feel awkward at first to be singing the notes, but that's okay because it's going to help you memorize them even faster. So, keep going. We're more than halfway there. Keep going. If you go all the way up to 12 and back down, see how many times you can do that. Going all the way up to 12, all the way back down to open, all the way up to 12, all the way down to open. Okay, just spend that time memorizing this one string. If you do this, this is one of the ways that this is going to help you memorize these notes. We're almost there, just a few seconds. Here we go. There we go, right there. That is 1 minute right there. All right, so good job. Now what we've done is we've done 2 rounds where you memorize your notes up and down just a single string, right? Now, do that every day, okay? If you spend 1 or 2 minutes just doing that, that's going to help you memorize that string. Now let's change gears. We're going to go to memorizing a single fret, which means if we press down on 1 fret, we have 6 different notes. We're going to memorize all 6 of those notes. Now the easiest one to start with is your 12th fret because it's the same as open, right? So it's E, A, D, G, B, E. But I'm going to start you with your 5th fret. So you don't have to do your 5th fret. So if you're coming back to this, pick a different fret, okay? But we're just going to do 1 minute and we're going to do the 5th fret. So we're going to have A, D, G, C, E, A, E, C, G, D, A. And you're just going to do this for 1 minute, doing that cycle, okay? Up and down. Ready, set, go. And just like before, make sure you're saying the note name as you play it. And if you want bonus points, you want to train your ears even further, sing the note as you say it and play it. Okay, that's going to help you even more. But you're going to find you're going to go through this cycle even more. But here's the trick. We're memorizing each of these notes from a completely different angle now. Because if we're memorizing just going up and down the fret, we're associating each note with the note below it and the note above it. But now we're associating each note with the adjacent note on the next string below it and above it, okay? So we're hitting it from a totally different angle. So for in this instance, since we just did your 6th string, we're associating your A note with the D note on the next string. And we did your 5th string as well. So we're associating your D note with the G note on the next string higher and the A note that's lower, right? So keep going. Do just these 6 notes up and down as many times as you can. And that's 1 minute right there. There we go. Okay. Now, let's do that one more time. So pick a different fret. You could stick to an easy fret, or you could go to a harder fret and do something like your 4th fret. That's a little bit trickier. Lots of sharps and flats there. And in that case, when you're doing a fret, I'd spend 1 time doing it with all sharps and then another round doing all flats. If you want to, you can change it all around. But let's do this. Let's do your 3rd fret, okay? Your third fret is going to be G, C, F. I'm going to say B flat, and then D, and then G, D, B flat, F, C, G, okay? So 1 minute, third fret, ready, set, go. Now, if you're coming back to this, you don't have to do your third fret. Just use this timer to do another fret, to spend some time memorizing the notes on that one fret. All 6 notes up and down, up and down, up and down, okay? As many times as you can. Remember, say the note as you play it. Make sure that you are saying and playing the correct note, okay? Always double check that. This is not a speed race. This is a memorization race, right? We're trying to build our instant recall of these notes because we don't want to just follow patterns, right? We don't want to just go, oh, my G is here, so my next G is on the 4th string 2 frets higher. My next G is on the 2nd string 3 frets higher. We don't want to just remember that. We want to go, okay, G on the 2nd string is going to be right there. It's my 8th fret, okay? So we want instant recall. So that's why we're hitting all these notes from different angles. So far, this is our 2nd angle that we're hitting these notes from. There you go. That is 1 minute. So go ahead and stop on that 3rd fret. Okay. So now that's step 1 is memorizing a single string, and you can do that 1 or 2 times. Step 2 is doing a single fret and doing that 1 or 2 times. We've done 2 strings. We've done 2 frets. Now we are going to move on to the next activity. What we're going to do is we are going to memorize individual single notes between your 1st fret and your 12th fret. We're not going to use open strings, and we're not going to skip strings, okay? Because between your 1st fret and your 12th fret, every single note appears on each string 1 time. And so what we're going to do is we're going to pick a note like A, for example, and I'm going to find A on my 5th fret of my 6th string, right? And then A that appears without using the open string is the 12th fret on my 5th string. And then the A on my 4th string is the 7th fret. And then A on my 3rd string is the 2nd fret. And then the A on my 2nd string is the 10th fret. And then A on my 1st string is the 5th fret. So we're going to play through all those like that. And you're going to say A every time. And then you're going to come back down and go A, 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 A. And you're going to do that as many times as you can for 1 minute. No skipping strings, no open strings. Here we go. Start with your A note or whatever note you're coming back to do. Ready, set, go. So here we go. Memorizing individual notes. So this is our 3rd angle. Make sure you say the note as you play it. Make sure, if you want bonus points, sing each note as you do it. It's going to get really high when you're up here, right? But this is going to be really good for you to memorize these individual positions on each string. So this is our 3rd angle that we're associating each of these notes. We did on the single string, associating the note below it and the note above it. We've done the fret where we're associating the adjacent notes on the next strings. And then we are doing now working on the individual position of each note. So memorize, 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 keep going. We are almost there. Make sure that you're saying this. Now, what I would do if I were you is I would just go through the natural notes for this first. I'd do A, B, C, D, E, F, G. And then that's going to make it a lot easier for you. And there's 1 minute. Once you've done the natural notes, it's easier to go and do your accidentals and do those as different things, okay? All right, now let's do one other note. Let's do your B note, okay? Because there's not, well, okay, there is an open B. Let's do your C note. Let's do C, okay? So we're gonna do C. So C on your 6th string is your 8th fret, 3rd fret on your 5th string, your 10th fret on your 4th string, your 5th fret on the 3rd string, 1st fret on the 2nd string, and then your 8th fret on the 1st string again. So that's your C note. If you're doing this right now, if you're coming back, you know, do whatever note you're gonna do. But 1 minute, ready, set, go. This one's going to be a little bit different. You're going to find there's not exactly an easy pattern to find as you're doing these different notes. and you're memorizing these individual positions for these notes, okay? So make sure as you're doing this that you take your time, that you make sure that you're memorizing the individual position of each note. We're almost there. Your brain should feel a little bit warmer now. And that's 1 minute right there. There we go. So that is 1 minute for memorizing an individual note. So today we did 6 minutes of memorizing notes, a little bit of explanation, but I will put the timestamps for each of those exercises down below in the description so you can come back to this video. You can click on those timestamps and it'll take you to the timer and you can run through this exercise. If you do just a few minutes a day like this, it's going to help you memorize the notes across the entire fretboard. And doing that is the starting place to have everything else start to make a lot more sense, whether it's chords or scales or arpeggios, how everything relates to each other. Starting to memorize these notes and get the entire fretboard memorized is really going to help you. Now, if you're totally brand new to guitar, don't do this yet. You need to play a lot of songs, okay? If you're a total nerd, you can start. That's okay. I mean, I'm not going to put you off and be like, no, don't ever do that. But I want you to focus more on playing actual music than memorizing stuff like this. As you're getting into the late beginner stage, the early intermediate stage, memorizing your notes is going to make everything else going down the road a whole lot easier. If you're playing advanced techniques and you don't have these notes memorized, you're really going to see a huge difference when you put in the time to do this for a few weeks and you spend just a few minutes every day memorizing your notes. It's going to transform everything about your playing. So that's it today, guys. I hope that was helpful for you. Remember, come back to this video and use these exercises to help you memorize these notes every day. Do it for a couple weeks and then tell me about the difference that you see down in the comments below. But thanks for watching. Thanks for being here. If this was helpful for you, then I do have another gift for you at my website. If you go to simpleguitar.com/top10, there you can pick up my top 10 things to learn on Guitar First Guide. It's a PDF, 17 pages long, 10 things I like to teach people that will get you a lot of bang for your buck. Just like memorizing the notes on the guitar is going to get you a lot of bang for your buck. This is going to help you out. So go to simpleguitar.com/top10 to pick up that guide. And remember, you can get the PDF for the fretboard note diagram at simpleguitar.com/fretboard. And so have fun with that, and I will see you in this next video.